Last week, local attorney Bryan Waldman told you about collision insurance and what happens after a crash. For tonight's Legal Edge, he has some tips for those who do not have collision coverage.
During our last segment, we talked about the claims that are available to someone when their vehicle or car has been damaged in a crash, and they've purchased this optional coverage that we have in Michigan called collision coverage. But what happens if a person doesn't have collision coverage? Do they have the right to bring claims? They do. They still have the right to bring a claim that's commonly referred to as a mini tort claim. It's a claim for property damage that a person's allowed to bring as long as they're not the one who's primarily responsible or primarily at fault for the crash. In order to bring a mini tort claim, you have to have the requisite coverage to be legal on the road. So if you're driving legally with those coverages, you don't have collision coverage, you get in a crash, your car's damaged, the other person's primarily the one who caused the crash or totally caused the crash, you get to bring that mini tort claim. It's a claim for damages up to $3,000. So $5,000 to repair the car, you're still going to be out of pocket $2,000, but that's the risk you took when you opted not to buy collision coverage. And fortunately, you can minimize your losses by bringing that mini tort claim for the $3,000. Now, another concept that applies to these mini tort claims is something called comparative negligence. And that means that your damages will be reduced by the percentage of fault attributable to you because of your actions in the crash. Say two people are in a parking lot and they're both backing up at the same time. Neither one is looking and they run into each other. So they're both at fault. The damages to your vehicle or your ability to bring a damage claim, your damages will be reduced by 50%. So you'll still be able to recoup some money. You won't be barred as long as you're not more than 50% at fault. And you can still recoup some of your out-of-pocket expenses, even though you don't have collision insurance.